Hi folks, welcome to another episode of the Southern Drink Review. I'm Derek.
And I'm Dan.
And tonight we are reviewing Jack Daniel's No. 7 Tennessee Sour Mash Whiskey.
Yep.
Now it is very important that you mention that this is Sour Mash Whiskey. It is not bourbon, although they are very similar. From what I understand, the difference is in how you start your ferment on your wash, which is what they call their mash, or I guess their wash is the mash after it's been fermented. I'm not 100% up on the whiskey terms, although I drink a lot of whiskey.
Well, bourbon, has a couple different rules that are around it, So I think those rules are really differentiated, if you want to know the truth, because I think that they both start with the same type of mash. I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the big difference is with sour mash whiskey, they take a part of their previous fermented mash that has live yeast in it, and they add it to their unfermented current batch in order to start the fermentation process.
Right. So these are starters. So basically, you're taking the one of the older mashes and you're adding it to the new one. Sort of like the Amish friendship bread, where I believe that's where they go and they take maybe like dough or something for the yeast.
Yeah, it's biblical because there's a thing in the Bible. You take a little bit of the old batch of dough that's growing, and you add it to your new batch, and then the whole thing leavens. A little bit of leaven leavens the whole loaf.
Yeah, but it's a starter. It's a starter. So basically, you take some of the old stuff, you add it in there, and then you just kind of keep the process going.
Yeah, you just keep cycling it on and on and on. Anyways, so we're going to try it tonight for not the very first time. We both drank it quite a bit, but this is the first review we're doing of it tonight.
Right.
So Dan, go ahead, take a smell. Let me know what you think about it. As you can see, we got it served here in shot glasses. Now we are going to try it neat, and then we're going to try it with a little bit of ice to chill it, and then as the ice melts, it's going to add a splash of water to it. Right. So Dan, go ahead and what'd you notice on the nose?
So the nose was great. Great caramel nose. I think it smells great. It smells very, very appetizing.
Yes, it does. A little bit of alcohol there, but not overly so much.
Right.
So take a taste. Go ahead. Let me know what you think about it. Now you'll notice that we did a comparison video of Jack Daniel's Old Charter and Four Roses. That's been posted already. But this is a more in-depth review of just the Jack Daniel's by itself. Mm-hmm. So let me know what you tasted.
All right. I taste alcohol. I taste a lot of oak, but I also do taste a lot of caramel and some vanilla.
Mm-hmm. I get lots of vanilla on this.
Okay.
Not a little bit of caramel. Mm-hmm. Obviously some oak, but I just get a boatload of vanilla on this. I mean,
I just taste the caramel, but I mean, it could be vanilla flavors in there. Could be more vanilla than I'm detecting. Could be my taste.
Remember, you got to do the. Some people call it the Kentucky Chew. You got to move it all around your mouth without getting any air in there.
Yeah, I can taste the vanilla there.
Yeah, it's important. If you go back to our comparison video, if you guys haven't seen it already, we talk about how to go and taste whiskey properly. Because unfortunately, it's not as easy as just drinking a beer. You got to go and drink it in a slightly specific fashion, because you don't want to volatilize the alcohol so that that's all you taste. And you got to move it all around your mouth, because different parts of your mouth, the old map of the taste buds is wrong. Mm-hmm. But there are certain parts of your mouth that are more sensitive to other tastes than other parts. And your palate actually has taste buds on the roof of your mouth. Mm-hmm. So you got to get it all around your mouth. You can't just sit there and just, okay, and swallow it and be done. So you taste anything else on it?
Well, those are the things I predominantly taste. I taste the alcohol. I taste the. I have to say that first and foremost, I taste these things kind of all together. The thing that I taste originally are three things: the alcohol, the oak, and you say vanilla. I say caramel. I think the vanilla is there, but either way, it's a sweet taste, so it's good. But I taste those things predominantly.
Yeah. What I do is when I'm tasting something, I take it and I notice my first taste. And then I say, okay, I've got this taste of oak.
Right.
And then I go deeper. And I'm like, well, how can I break this down? What parts of this taste remind me of stuff? So I taste the oak. And then I'm like, okay, if I sit there and I look further, I get a lot of vanilla. And then I get some caramel. And then after I swallow it, I even get a little teeny touch of toffee, almost a coffee-ish flavor on my tongue. It's not coffee, it's not like that, but it's like toffee, like caramel coffee-ish. It's just a darker caramel, I should say.
Okay.
A darker caramel. That's a
Okay.
better way to describe it. So that's what I get. So, Jack Daniel's number 7. What's your score?
I think it's above average.
I think it's above average.
I do think it's above average because I think that's the reason why it's so popular. I don't think it is average. I'm gonna have to give it a. Do we say 3 is average? I mean, out of 5
3.
stars.
Yeah, out of 5 stars, 3 is an average.
Yeah, it's a little over average. 2.5 would be average.
You think so? Okay, well then 3 stars is just over average.
Yeah.
What
I'm
do you
gonna
think?
give it 3 stars.
You're gonna give it 3 stars?
Mhm.
I am a little torn. For what it is, it's good.
Mhm.
You know what? When we did the comparative taste test, we said Old Charter, we liked it better. But I can't pick out any flaws that make it definitively worse than Old Charter, which is also 3 stars. So, I'm going to say 3 stars too.
Okay.
I'm going to say that it is as good as the Old Charter number 8 and as good as several other whiskeys. So it's slightly above average. And I'm also going to say that it is just different.
Right, and I think I gave Old Charter like a slightly
Yeah, you get it slightly higher.
higher score, but I think that it's something different.
I think that's important to do when tasting is be able to differentiate between better, worse, and different.
Right, and so this is. I don't think this is worse, even though it has a slightly lower score. I think it is just something different.
I'm going to give it the same score.
Okay.
And I'm going to, as I gave Old Charter, and I'm going to say it's just different.
Okay.
I like Old Charter better, but it's because I like the flavors it presents better. That's all. It's
And that's
because-
why I made it. That's why I gave it a slightly higher score.
Okay.
You know.
So, we're agreed. 3
Yeah.
stars?
3 stars, yes.
Okay. 3 stars. Jack Daniel number 7. Good
Above
to go.
average.
Yeah, above average. Frank Sinatra's favorite drink. Supposedly he is buried with a bottle of it.
Okay.
So it is definitely good for any of your whiskey needs when you just need something off the cuff and you're not trying to do anything super special.
Mm-hmm.
And well,
Great
we'll talk
mixer.
about it later.
All right.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, guys. This has been the Southern
Are we going to
Review.
do the ice?
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
So we are now going to try it with ice. So Dan, if you would just grab a cube of ice for each of us. put it
And why
in here.
don't you tell them about the ice and what happens there?
Okay, so the reason we're trying it with ice is because
That's why I brought extra ice.
the reason we're trying it with the ice is because it's going to go, and first of all, obviously cool down the drink. When you do that and you drink something that's extra cold, it kind of numbs the taste buds a bit, so you notice different flavors coming out of it. But also, as the ice melts, it is going to go and add a little bit of water to it. And there are certain volatile chemicals in whiskey that you cannot notice unless they are released from their bonds by bonding with by their other chemical halves bonding with water. So first of all, we're going to try it while it's just cold without too much water in it.
It's different.
Sweeter,
Yeah, just sweeter. And some of that.
not as complex though.
Yeah, I think what goes away. It's some of the alcohol.
It's the
and
caramel goes away. I get a ton more vanilla on there.
Yeah, but I'm saying
There's already vanilla.
I don't
for me.
taste as much oak or as much alcohol
True.
with the ice. You know, so you end up with a more sweet note. It's a little bit more muted. You know, which actually for this, if you're going to be sipping it, with ice would be the way to go. I think just because you don't have those. For me, you don't have that strong an alcohol flavor, as strong an oak flavor. I think it evens it out a little bit.
I got a nice vanilla note that hangs around after you're
It's
done.
sweeter. You're right. The sweet part of it is more pronounced.
Now, by this point, more of the ice. Now, it's going to be different
Ice.
this time.
Now it's different, yes.
And because the ice should have melted a good appreciable amount and added a good bit of water to it. So now tell me what you're drinking.
Oak.
Yeah, when there's too much water, it tastes like toothpicks.
So maybe a splash would be good.
Possibly. I think it's more about the chilling. So for this situation where
okay.
you want something to go colder, because I think what happens is the colder temperature decreases the volatilization of the alcohol.
Okay.
So when you want something to be colder, but you don't want to water it down, whiskey stones. I think that's the way to go with this.
Right.
I think 2 or 3 whiskey stones dropped into a couple of fingers of Jack Daniels and just let it sit there and cool for a bit, and this will be an excellent sipper.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, I think so. With the water added in as the ice is melting now, it's kind of undrinkable.
No, it's drinkable. It's just
Well,
if you like
I also think part of it is the fact that with the amount of ice that was in here and the amount that's left, I think it's about half water now.
Yeah, but it's still like even as it gets more water, it gets more. You can taste that alcohol, and then that oak comes on the back end, but it comes in strong.
Yeah, like I said, it just tastes like toothpicks now.
Burnt toothpicks or oak.
Yeah, oak toothpicks. There
Oak
you go.
toothpicks.
Okay, folks. So we tried it with ice. We tried it with water, and actually, I really like it with ice.
Well, I think cold. If it's the cold, or if it's like the splash of water, I'm not sure what it is yet. But that first sip after we put the ice in was pretty good.
Yeah, and I think it was better than it was.
Yeah,
neat.
I think it was better too. Neat.
Okay.
And I usually drink my drinks neat.
I do too. So what I'm going to say is that Jack Daniels, 3 stars. Jack Daniels cold, 3.5 stars.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Okay,
It made it better.
it did. Okay, folks, that's the official rating from the Southern Drink Review. I'm Derek.
I'm Dan.
Reminding you, always drink responsibly. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates and for previews of our upcoming shows. And to please hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Anything to that?
Drink responsibly.
I already said that.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. Have a good night.